Hey everybody, welcome to day 2 of solving systems by elimination. Today is actually the exact same thing as last time. We're not doing anything new. It's a little tricky stuff here, so we're easing our way through it. I'm going to do 2 more examples of the same stuff, one where we have to switch signs, one where we don't. Our numbers of people watching videos have been pretty low, so for those of you that check these things out to help yourselves. Little spoiler here. The second question we're going to do is number 4 on your day 2 homework. So I'd stick around, check that out. So you're going to get a chance to look at 2 problems here. Again, it's the same type of stuff as last time. So um, you'll be able to pause these things in the video, use last time's video, day 1's video, whatever. And you'll have a few good examples here to get you through these couple of assignments. First one we're looking at, remember the first thing we're looking for when we're solving by substitution, when they're both in this form, the first thing we're looking for is we are looking for that match in the variables. Which variable, the x or the y, is ready to cancel? Which one is ready to be eliminated? Right now, in this case, it's that x value because one has a positive 3, the other has a negative 3. So those are inverses of each other. They're going to cancel just by combining them. So we are going to go ahead and combine all the like terms. We're going to add from top down, right? So 3 plus a negative 3, 3x plus a negative 3x, they're gone. That cancels. It's 0. There's nothing coming down from that. Y plus a 2y, that's going to give you, and this is glitching for me now. Let's go until it's nice and squiggly. This thing glitches like twice a day. So anyway, we've got y plus a 2y. You're going to end up with a nice 3y. And then that's going to be equal to this 7 plus a negative 31, which is really just 7 minus 31. If you need a calculator, use it. But be careful, it's going to be a negative, OMG, negative 24. Okay, so our elimination step is done. You are left now with just one variable, and you're ready to solve for it. Only thing you have to do here is divide by 3 to get your y alone. Divide by 3, and your y equals negative 8. And you already have one of your variables. Okay, so we've got y equals negative 8. Remember, though, we have to have that xy for an answer here. The solution to a system is an ordered pair. It's both an x and a y. So we've only got one of them. So we're going to take that y of negative 8, and we're going to go plug it into one of these 2 equations in place of y. Whichever one you choose, that's up to you. I'm going to do this top one because there is a common mistake we see here when it's just a single variable. Okay, so instead of 3x plus y equals 7, you're going to have a negative 8 in for that y. Now be careful. It's going to now be 3x, which is basically plus negative 8. You can just write that as minus 8. So it's 3x minus 8 equals 7. I'm going to add 8 to both sides, and I'm going to have that canceled. Now I'm looking at 3x equals a 15. 7 plus 8 is 15. And the last step, divide by 3 to cancel it out, and the right side of 15 divided by 3 is going to give you the x of 5, and that is your final x value. So your answer, your solution, is going to be that ordered pair. Make sure your x comes first. 5, negative 8. That is the solution that works for the system. Okay, so then we're going to move over. Let's look at another problem here. Again, if you're on this video, if you're following here, pause this thing where you need to follow it. Take your time looking through this, follow the steps. You can go back and look at it as many times as you need. Now here's that homework problem I promised you, number 4 from the day 2 assignment for today. The variable that's ready to cancel, right here, it's the y, because there's 2 positive 5 y's. So they are almost ready to cancel. We need to get them to a situation where one of them is positive and one of them is negative, because that's what gives you 0, is when you have 5 plus a negative 5. If you just did 5 plus 5, it'd be 10. That's not canceled. So if we remember from last time what we do here, we're going to go ahead and multiply the entire bottom by a -1, which really all that's doing is changing the symbol on all of those values, right? It's basically just changing it to a -7x minus 5y equals -25. That's all that happened. You're just switching all the signs. That's all multiplying by a negative does. So now, since I've got a +5 and a -5, that's what's going to get me to 0. Okay, so now these two y terms are ready to cancel. So I'm just going to add them down. 3x plus a -7x. The same thing as 3 minus 7, so be careful. It's not -10, it's not +10. It's going to be -4. We're going to have -4x. 3 minus 7 is -4. 5y minus 5y. Gone. They cancel. Nothing comes down. And then that's going to be equal to 5 plus -25. Again, be careful with the negative involved. It's the same thing as 5 minus 25. That's going to end up with -20. I'm left to just having one step. So I'm going to divide both sides by this -4. So my x is completely alone. Negative divided by a negative turns into a positive, and I'm left with x equaling a +5. Okay. Now to finish, I'm going to take that x, I'm going to plug it in one of these two spots, either by the 3 or by the 7, the -7. I feel like a +3 is going to be a little bit easier to work with. So instead of 3x plus 5y, I will now have 3 times 5 plus 5y equals 5. It is that exact same top equation, but instead of 3 times x, it's 3 times 5 because I know that x is 5. So now I'm just going to work through this and work on getting x alone. So 3 times 5 is 15. Excuse me, getting y alone. 3 times 5 is 15. 15 plus 5y equals 5. Now I'm going to go ahead and subtract 15 from both sides. I'm going to do the opposite so that it cancels. And now I'm left with 5y equals -10. 5 minus 15 is -10. And my last step is to divide both sides by that +5. -10 divided by +5. Negative divided by positive is going to give me a negative. Y will equal -2. So your final answer, let's put it up here. I'm going to have x coming first. 5, -2. The ordered pair is your solution. Hope this is starting to make a little more sense. 2 days of this will hopefully help more than just one. Again, you could look at both my video from day 1 of substitution as well as this one for some help on your homework for that. This last problem here was homework problem number 4. I'm hoping it gives you the same numbers. I guess I don't know if Alex generates different numbers for all of your assignments. I should probably know that, but I don't recall off the top of my head. So let's, fingers crossed, hope that you guys got an answer here for free if you're watching the video. So if not, still just a five problem assignment. Nothing too big that should take you too long. If you run into questions, myself or Mrs. Mickelson will be able to help you out. Let us know, and we'll go from there. We got one more day left of substitution, or excuse me, elimination. Something slightly different coming next time, but it's all pretty similar. So good luck. We'll see you guys later, and let us know if you need help with anything.